So in this video, I'm going to explain how to update Eggtimer rocketry components using the USB to TTL adapter that you have to use in Windows 11. Windows 11 does not support the serial cable anymore, so we have to use this adapter. Alright, so now we need to download the files. We'll go to Eggtimer rocketry, support, find the product you're updating, which mine is the Quasar. And this will have the manual, assembly guide, everything else, but also has the firmware. The latest firmware will be on this page. Since I'm in North America, I need to download the America. Now that it's done, what I'd like to do is go into where it downloaded, right click, cut, go into my files where I have all my Eggtimer firmwares, and then obviously you're going to paste it. This is already here, but just showing you for example. Now, what we need to do now is open up another folder, go into the Windows C drive, and you should have a folder named Eggtimer there as well. Notice it's empty. What we need to do is go to Quasar, copy all these files, and then paste them into that folder. And it didn't want to copy. So we'll do this again. Copy, at least the ones that we missed. There we go. Okay, so these are all the files that we're going to use when we update the altimeter. So now we can downsize that. Now we can go and hook up our Eggtimer Quantum, Quasar, whatever you're going to be updating. And we're going to plug in our TTL adapter. So what you want to do is, I always use ground as black. And then, this is the important part. On here it reads TX, RX, ground, and then you have two voltage sources. You do not need to use these outer two pins. We are not applying any power from this to the product you're updating. All we need is TX, RX, and ground. So ground to ground. Now RX will go to TX, and then TX will go to RX. This is very important. If you do not do this, it will not update. It cannot communicate. I know it's kind of backwards if you're not really thinking about it, but when you really do think about it, TX is a transmitting and something has to receive it. Well, then that's receive. So that's why they do that. Now, I notice on some products, if you get some cheaper ones off of AliExpress or Banggood or something, even eBay, sometimes I've seen it where that writing is backwards. So if it doesn't work when you do the flash to firmware, just switch those two wires and it should work properly. So now that we got that hooked up to the board, the next thing we need to do is take your run pin, pull that off, and put it on program. Now this is ready to be programmed, but first we need to make sure that it's on the correct COM port. So plug in your adapter, click Windows, and type Device Manager. When you open that up, you should see COM and LPT. Open that up, Silicon Labs, and that's what this adapter is called. And it should say COM2. If it does not say COM2, right click, go to Properties, Port Settings, Advanced, and then see COM port number. If it doesn't say 2, put it on 2. When I first flashed mine, it was on COM 10. I always go to COM 2. Hit OK, OK, and you can close that out. Now what we can do is open Command Prompt. So now we hit the Windows button, CMD, and then what I do is right click, Run as Administrator. Windows likes to play games sometimes, so that's just a fail-safe to make sure it's not going to give you any errors. So from here, we type in CD space C colon backslash Eggtimer. Enter. Now it's going to source from that folder directly. Now we'll pull up this. Now see right here, we need to type in the BAT file, and make sure you type it in absolutely as it is in the file. So Quasar _1_02 s.bat. So before we hit enter, We need to power this up and then hit enter. So plug this in. And I do have another altimeter on here as my backup, so it's going to beep, but you shouldn't hear any beeps. You should see it flash. And that's it. Now hit enter. And as you can see here, it's going through, getting all the files, and you'll see these dots going across the screen. That is good. That means it is updating. You should also see the lights on your adapter here flashing. And you'll see the lights flashing. Very important. Now you just wait. It takes about 30 seconds or so for it to completely update. So we'll sit here and we'll wait till it's done, and then we'll come back after it is. Alright, so now it's done. It says starting app without reboot. And a bunch of other commands here. And then it'll go back to the C:Eggtimer. That's when you know you're done. So now what you can do is unplug your battery. And you can unplug your adapter. Take your program jumper off and put it back on to run. And then plug her back in to ensure that it flashed correctly. There we go. Here are the beeps going through some normal startup sequence. Now let's let it go through its cycle. Now that we know it's good, we'll unplug and we are updated. Hope this helps. See you later.